Hello, 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 sellers. Come on in, come on in. I'm Kathy Terrell, and I love to be selling. And it's the holiday time, and New York City is very lively. If you hear honking in the background, it's not, it's my neighborhood. But come on in, come on in. And what I'm going to be sharing with you is eBay seller. You really want to be doing this now, and I'm going to explain. And it's a tip that's useful, really, regardless of what vertical or categories that you're selling in. It's useful whether you're one of a kind seller or whether you're more niche, which means you sort of specialize in certain categories. But it is super, super helpful, and it's super, super important. And it's so helpful to be doing this now. It'll really help you to stay on focus all through the holiday season. And I'm going to date this, it's November 2022. And it'll also very much help you next year. So let's get right to work. Okay. So this is it. So it's Cyber Monday. I'm going to be dating this Cyber Monday, November 28th. So we're like full steam into fourth quarter. And I do realize that every seller is different. So some sellers, for most sellers, this is a super, super, super busy time. Okay. But there are sellers where this is a quiet time for them. I worked with a home and garden seller, and their super busy time is the spring because they sold live plants. But for most sellers, this is a super, super busy time. And because of that, it just means we're super busy shipping and we've got customer service questions. So other things can sort of fall by the wayside because we're so busy staying on top of taking care of our shoppers, which is our priority. Our priority right now is get it shipped and get it shipped on time, answering customer service questions and doing it in a timely fashion just to help people, because right now people just get really frazzled. But this is also what you want to be paying attention to, which is what is selling. Right now, again, and I realize that a lot of sellers are soup to nuts, and also a lot of sellers are unique, one of a kind sellers. But even within that, so even within selling a huge variety, one of a kind, unique items, look at within that, what is selling? Is it toys? Is it games? Is it women's clothing? Let's say, vintage t-shirts are really rocking. Shoes might be really rocking. Sweaters might be really rocking. Hat and glove sets might be really rocking for you. I mean, everything is different. So let's just say for you that outerwear is really rocking. You're doing really well with gloves and mittens and hats and scarves, all kinds of things like that. For somebody else, they might be doing really well with their vintage jewelry, because vintage jewelry is such a great gift item for yourself. Don't forget, people love to shop for themselves as well as giving to other people. So whatever that category is, let's say vintage jewelry, or let's say like gloves and hats, can you get more? And that's going to really vary for people. Now, the thing is, you could say, okay, I got it. Let's say like at a yard sale. Okay. But let's say it is hat and glove sets, or let's say it is vintage jewelry. Then I know that's really hot right now. It's selling really well. One, do you have unlisted inventory that is in that category? And I would prioritize that and get that up now. Just look through your unlisted inventory wherever it's stored and pull those things out. So again, the outerwear is really selling for you. The vintage jewelry is really selling for you. And get that listed now. Look at your sales. Look at your sales trends for you, because it's going to be different for everybody. And anything unlisted that's in that category, do your very best to get that up now. If you're in the position, and yay you if you are, that pretty much everything is listed, then as you're shopping, if you're continuing to shop, look for that. So for instance, I'll know, wow, red sweaters are really working for me. It's holiday time. People like to buy red. They like to buy green. They like to buy blue. They like to buy silver, and sort of white. Is really look for that. So when I'm at thrift stores, when I'm at consignment stores, don't forget retail arbitrage. So if you're at regular stores, because they're marking their winter stuff down already, look out for that, because for you, that is selling well. So what's selling? Do I have more things? Hi, Tina, how are you? In that category that I could list: vintage jewelry, hats and gloves, scarves, and keep an eye out when I am out sourcing. This is the second huge tip, and this is huge, and a lot of sellers don't do this, which is why I'm encouraging you to do it, because it will save you so much time next year this time, which is take notes, okay? And whatever that looks like, whether you're using Google Sheets, Google Docs, whether you're using, I've got like to-do list apps on my phone. You can do it like as a to-do list, just, like what's selling, but write that you swear you're going to remember, okay? But write it down. And it's a good habit to get into every month. For October, these categories I did really well: women's clothing, home decor. Maybe I had some great harvest items. Maybe I had some really cute Halloween costumes for kids. But whatever it is, write it down. If there's specific notes about it that you want to remember, like this store had great sale on Halloween costumes first week in October. I sourced there. I listed it right away on eBay and did really well. Or a wholesale source that I have, like in July, had a really great offering on, again, let's say Halloween costumes. I grabbed them. I did have to hold them, but they sold really well. They started to really sell, mid, late September. But every month, be writing notes on your sourcing. And yes, even if you're doing thrift stores, even if you're doing consignment stores, even if you're doing yard sales, because again, it might be certain neighborhoods are really good for you, or a certain thrift store is really good for you, or a certain thrift store does this killer fall sale or end of summer sale. I remember one thrift store I used to go to did a killer end of winter sale. So it was like in like March, April. I mean, sweaters were like 25 cents. Now we know as eBay sellers, and then we're shipping globally, is that sweaters will sell year round, but typically they kick up in sales going into the fall. But sweaters will sell in the summer because of people traveling and going to colder temperatures or wanting that sweater and they can't get it locally. But I remember the sweaters were like 25 cents a piece. Bam, grab them, right? Source, store them, get ready. So again, write notes every month, because again, you swear you're going to remember, but particularly at the holidays, this was a really good seller for me. Man, I could not give this stuff away. Remind me, do not pick this up next year. Do not pick this up over the summer, no matter how cute it looks. This style of Christmas ornament did really well for me. People, and also if people message you, this is a fun one. If they message you, so let's say you're selling Hallmark Christmas ornaments, and let's say somebody messages you looking for a specific one or whatever, write it down. That means there's a demand for that. You can also go and look at Terapeak and look at Solds and see if it's selling for other people, what it sells for. But take notes on all of that and do it by the month. What's in demand? What's selling? And if you sourced locally, also online, because online they can do killer deals. I find particularly at the end of the month, because they got to make their retail numbers. So oftentimes online sites, and don't forget the thrift stores have online sites, might do a really killer sale at the end of the month because they're looking to generate those numbers. But take notes, because again, you'll think like it's November right now, and I'll think, now what on earth was I selling last November? It just goes by. I mean, what were we selling last month? I mean, again, things go by so fast, and it's because we're staying on top of everything, which is great. We're listing, we're sourcing, we're selling. But that's why take the notes, because then you can go back and go, okay, so what was going on last October? What was going on last September? What was my really big sellers for November? What's going on right now? So that way, as I'm sourcing through the year, February, March, April, May, I can keep an eye out for those things. Oh, that's right. That style of ornament did really well, but it really didn't start to fly off the shelf until, and write down the dates. Because that's another thing too with patients, because you might see things listed, but the price is a little soft. That's why Terapeak is a big help. So you can see, is there a trend? Does the price go up like October, November? Easter Passover items in the spring. Absolutely list them now as you're sourcing them. But take a look. Does the price really start to spike as I get closer to the holiday? Okay. So take notes. What's selling every month, where you're sourcing. If there's a really good deal or sale, again, online or locally, because then on your calendar, you can set yourself alerts, reminders to remind you of all of that. And one thing about sourcing and listing, whether it's a holiday item, but particularly holiday items, they're really great keywords, descriptive keywords about the item and about the item that you might include this time of year that I wouldn't necessarily like with red and green, where I'm going to highlight them for dressing for the holidays. Okay. Like, which I may not do other times of the year. And it's good to be reminded of that because people are searching using those terms. And same thing for gift giving. They're searching using those terms. The way eBay search and the internet search finds our items, yes, if they're barcoded, absolutely. It's the barcode, it's the ISBN, it's that kind of thing. But it's also the keywords that I'm using in my title, those ones that I'm picking in my item specifics, the ones that are applicable, and the ones that I am using in my description. And if I'm not using the keywords that eBay's looking for and that buyers are searching using, I can lose search results for my item. And I don't want that. That's why sometimes when you're searching results, you'll see something go low. And you're like, why on earth did I go low? And why did this go low? And oftentimes when you look at the item, you'll look at it as because they weren't using really good keywords in the listing, which means it was having a harder time getting found by shoppers. So what I've done is I've created a great guide for you, Keyword Domination to Explode eBay Sales. It is half off right now. Just go to my website, ilovetobeselling.com, and grab it. It is superb. I explain what keywords are. I explain how to find them. I explain how to use them. And I'm including, just for right now, just for this sale, and it's only on sale for a few days, a bonus holiday keyword list, which really helps your holiday listings. And it can also be really useful for holiday social media. Actually had somebody who purchased Keyword Domination, Judy, and she said, I bought Keyword Domination to explode eBay sales. And I'm so excited to tell you it is working already. This is Judy. Kathy, I am making sales on the listings I reworked using what I learned. I love it. That's what it's all about. It's using those keywords so that your items can be found in search. So hop over to my website, ilovetobeselling.com, grab Keyword Domination to Explode eBay Sales while it's half off. You get your bonus holiday keyword list, and a portion of the proceeds are going to my friend Lorianne Wong's food pantry. She's a wonderful eBay seller, and she has a wonderful food pantry in the Atlanta, Georgia area. So a portion of the proceeds will go for her food pantry to help some folks in need. So grab Keyword Domination while it's half off. And I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling. Bye-bye, everybody.